we're back with another episode of Femme Queen Crazy.
Sexy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a bunch of different people today. I'll just feel it. No. What's up, y'all?
What's
up?
goody?
What's up?
Triple
I
shots.
need more than that.
Triple
I need more
shots?
than that.
Triple shot.
Shit, we got. Oh.
Shouts to Nico.
Nico, shout out to the bartender.
Yes.
No.
And the
They
part
be
of the
making them
production
drink.
team.
Part of the production, don't play.
Yo, I run New York. We got the Queen of New York in the building today. We got Mother Balenci,
baked
the
cookie.
iconic face, the baked cookie.
The baked cookie, honey.
The founding.
I can't wait because that lady talks her shit, honey. So I wanna
You're not
be-
gonna give a little bit of
She say
Sometimes
some
you
of
want
the
to be
things-
like, wait.
She say some of the things
She
that-
say some
right.
shit. She say some shit
She
you
say
want to
some-
say.
she say
You-
right.
She
She
say
do
some
say
shit
shit
you want to
you
say.
want
You like,
Sometimes she might drag it out a little bit.
Just
you
a
like,
little
you
bit.
gotta be like, you be like,
When she
hands.
start, it ain't no stopping.
He got hands to
I
her
would
church
never
cloth.
want to get into it with that lady.
Wait, no, she gonna be like, she gonna go loud. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell my side of the story.
Yes, but what's going on? We almost at the end. This is, you know,
Yes,
we only got
almost
the finale
there.
after this.
Pum.
What y'all went to
Yes.
summer? What y'all summer looking like? What y'all got any plans for the summer? Like once we break?
I'm getting to the bag.
I know that's right.
That's it.
That's always the goal.
Yeah, I gotta.
Same. I think like I'm not gonna go back to school this semester. I'm gonna just chill.
You chilling?
Oh, you do need a
real?
break. You deserve
I
a
haven't seen
break.
you chill.
She said she was tired today.
Okay.
And I think like having so much on my plate. So this time I just want to sit back and enjoy the summer a little bit. I have
That's
these
what's up.
Enjoy your
two promising
husband.
contracts. I hope come through, and then I'll be focused.
They
on
coming
that.
through, sis.
They will.
They coming.
Amen.
They're
I
coming.
received that.
Okay.
Mhm.
We just came off of Trans Day of Visibility.
Yes.
I just did I was invited to be on a panel at a tech
Wow.
yes, at this tech company. It was interesting. It was me and it was two trans men. And they were just, it was basically, I talked about my lived experiences and just visibility and what
Yeah.
that looks like. I
Yeah.
should have brought some of the questions. I do have some. I will ask you guys some of the questions.
Ring it ding ding. Ring it ding ding.
Okay.
But it was so good. It was good to,
Like I told him, bitch.
you know, we don't need no more performative, you know, things like, which they like, how do we be allies? And I don't know. I know I've heard it before. I know you said it too. We need accomplices, bitch. We don't need, you know, people that just say that they allies. And we don't need you just hiring us on Trans Visibility Day and Pride. Bitch, everybody be working on Pride and Trans Visibility.
I mean,
Hire
it's
us,
the
get us in
busiest
there.
month for trans. I mean, we always feel like we have to rush to honor our holidays, and I get like celebrated now, especially given this current administration. But it's just like from the month of, I would say, March or like going into April and all the way through June, it's just, you're lucky if you're busy, you know, like I don't want to make it seem like everybody's always booked, but we're always rushing to do something or to show our resilience. And
Do you think because what's going on, you think like some of that is going, because you remember we were supposed to do something and then I think the Trump situation kind of might have halted that a little bit.
Wow.
I'm not ever gonna let no orange man stop my bag.
But that some
Well,
of
he
that
didn't really
funding.
stop it because we going to
I
Berlin.
think-
No, yeah, we
I
are.
just think-
What's that?
I
We
just
coming out
think
to
that,
Germany.
Berlin,
What's
we
good?
going to Berlin.
I heard they like
think-
black women out there.
They
Well, I
do.
heard they fetishize black women.
Oh my God.
They love us everywhere.
Too
But
bad
I
put
do
that-
feel
too bad I ain't in that
um,
business no more because
our characters
Let me
here.
see.
The characters awaken.
Character unlocked.
No, but I feel when it comes to stuff like this, I do feel like it's important for us to navigate how to control our narrative to the point where it's like, you're not going to be able to only hire me for this such and such time. It's because I you know I can do more, and there's no one else can do what I can do.
And
So,
that's-
and I think that's what we have to start applying pressure to what we decide to do in our careers.
And speaking
Like working hard, getting in whatever you do, go hard at everything that you do. Not 10, go 20, go 40, go 50, push the limit. Period.
I
Whoever
feel
you are.
No, I feel you on that. Even like when, just the whole panel situation, like speaking at Hunter was like a moot point for me, and it was like, full circle because the year before that, Cecilia was there speaking, and then it was Cecilia, Sean, and Lala, and this year it was me, Victoria, and a few other people, and we spoke about like those who are prison impacted by these policies that are coming, and how prison will somehow be like the space where they are going to repurpose us. Like if they criminalize trans people, then the prison is definitely where we're going. And then what happens is like, because of you're not being able to receive certain levels of care, it pushes you into being to detransition while you're incarcerated because of these policies.
Yeah.
So we spoke about that. And then I had one of the most powerful panels, and I couldn't like, when you think about like some of the people like Letitia James and like trans people in civic engagement,
She tapping that
it
foot.
was a great panel. No, it was a great panel. We had Taylor Brown from the Attorney General's office, and I never even knew that Taylor worked for the Attorney General like that. Then we had Oriando from the NYPD. We had Sam from the Controller's office, Chanel from the office of Kathy Hochul, and Kim Watson from the Public Advocate's office. And it was good to see trans people in those areas where we get to help shape policies and protections and kind of make sure that our voices are heard in those spaces, especially during these times. It's important. That was a powerful panel for me, and I felt so privileged to be on the panel with my colleagues like that.
Yes, and speaking of let's just I would like to shout out some of my sisters. You know, since we just had Trans Visibility Day, you know, some girls. I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I do have a lot of sisters. But some of my sisters that I talk to on the regular, and you know, who just got my back like that, and like Symone, Kiana, Kim, Rose.
Who else I talk to like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of Shay. You know, it's a lot of girls. If I didn't say your name, charge it to my mind, not my heart. But like, I just want to shout some of the girls' names out, you know, for Trans Visibility Day.
Yeah,
like,
I want to shout out to the babies, the Kias, Nikki's, the Milan's, you know, the Londons, the girls, what's her name? What's her name? Oh my God, Cassie. I think her name is Cassie. Shout out to the young girls, Barbie, Tati, Kamaya, these young girls that I just want y'all to remember that you don't have to compare yourself to nobody else, and don't let these people compare you to no one. You are all greatness, no matter what, and you matter. Your lane is yours.
You know, when we think about lists, I have like a whole plethora of names. So it's like, I'm just going to say like, and y'all know I've said names throughout this whole process. So those names and all of the women out there, I want to talk like Mariah Moore. You know, she does amazing things out there where she's at. I know we say Hope and we say Raquel, but, you know, I also want to say Marissa Miller, you know, Elisa Crespo, like, you know, oh my God, names, Kim Watson. I want to say, oh, wow, it's just so many. Tanya Watson,
yeah.
Tanya
It is a lot.
Watson, Tanya, you know, Tanya, you know who you are.
It's
But
them sippies.
just
it's
a
them
lot.
drinks.
It's them drinks, but it's so
Y'all
many
need
girls.
to
I
stop
could think
saying it's the drinks. Like, we drink like that.
Well, we don't. It's an excuse. It's just giving something,
Girl,
you know.
like,
Don't
she
clock
had to
my
point
tea.
that out. Yeah.
No,
Don't
but y'all be
clock my
like, it's
tea.
just drinks and girl.
But I do
don't be
want to
drinking
give
like
a
that's
shout out.
cranberry
I do
juice.
want to give a shout out to one of my sisters. One of my sisters that.
So we got a sponsor. It ain't drinks. But if you want to send us something,
She'll definitely sip on it.
I sure will.
But I want to give a shout out. I have to give a
Yeah.
shout out to my girl, someone that has been a part of my life for over 20 years. Her name is Judi. I love you so much, sister, and you know I'm always here for you. Shout
Go
out to
ahead,
her.
Judy. You got one more? Just one more.
Why did you put me on the spot like that?
One more.
Just one more.
Is it the drink?
I come back to it. I can't think right now.
Okay,
I
that's
don't even know
because
who
I'm
I
thinking of so
said,
many
like,
names, so many
I'm trying to
people
think,
that
like-
I might not have said. Jahira Gonzalez,
Right.
and most importantly, my sister Dominique Jackson.
I love that.
Stop scrolling. Like, click, and subscribe to Femme Queen Crazy, Sexy, Cool. And don't forget, hit the button at the right side so you'll be notified of our next episode.
Yeah. What's up?
I see you over there with your cards.
It's a lot of What's going on? I know you had Texas, a lot of those 007s going on and stuff. And if you don't know what that is in Ballroom, that means when you leave your house or organization.
Are we naming names?
You're a 007,
I have
you're
tea.
no longer a part. If it's a 007.
I got some tea for you. Let me stop. No, I'm kidding.
That's what we need to include next time. Tea out. We have a little segment, tea.
Why would you pump my tea on your channel?
Tabytha,
No, I'm kidding.
Tabytha, you okay with doing tea time?
I mean, y'all can do whatever y'all want.
No, bitch, you gonna do it too.
Because she just you know why she clutched her pearls. You know why she clutched her pearls. She's the one that give it to you.
See how they be trying to set me up?
Tea time with Tabby.
That's the tea carrier. She carries the bag.
No, I just
The tea bag.
I'm a safe space, so people tell me things. And your secret is
She'll
safe
pass
with
the
me.
bag. She'll pass the bag to the next lady.
No.
Whatever you see, you see.
I just don't. I just think that, like, certain things, like I told y'all, like, certain things I don't find interesting. Like, that shit don't interest me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just don't.
Girl.
I think that
when
when
there's
there's so,
me either,
there's
but
so
we all
many-
got times. You know what I'm saying?
But
you know.
no.
We got fun times, girl.
yuck
We're
my
not gonna say
job.
we're not gonna say we
Don't
just
yuck my-
we ain't
No
professional
attacking.
24 hours a day, girl.
I'm just
Now,
saying.
yes,
Attack of
we
the
not gonna carry some
REVs.
things that- yeah.
Do
We're
you
grown
see?
women.
Do you see?
We're grown women. So a lot of stuff wouldn't interest us, but like
it's
we
a
have
terrible-
What
we
is
have
that
tea
about?
time and
You
Kiki's.
can have tea time. I mean,
We all have tea times and
we
Kiki's.
can all have tea
You
time.
gotta remember, Tabytha she's cool today.
Bitch.
She's cool here.
I'm always cool. You see, y'all be wanting me ramped up, and then it gives, sis, don't do that.
No, we just
you
want
ain't
the-
gotta change. And I'm like, oh.
No, we don't. No, you don't. No.
Asia always says, don't respond to that. And I'll be like, bitch, I'm ready. Because it's a lot of things I be wanting to say, but
She
thank
always
God
says
to my
a lot of
girlfriends.
things she don't say.
No, because it's just
You
that
see what she was hopping and hooling like, oh my God, I can't answer that. No, but
Listen,
I wrote a status a couple weeks ago about and a lot of people I would say in the middle of some people were saying it's a ballroom topic. I said that only icons should sit on a panel, and I brought this up prior, like in our first season. I kind of said this, but we didn't really talk about it. What are your opinion on that? When I like on that in general about when I made the statement of only icons should sit on a panel.
I think we kind of touched on it on our last episode. I'm not sure because
And I think we was
remember
on the
saying,
phone.
No. When Whitney was here, I think I remember
we
saying
did.
about that there should be like
Sorry.
certain amount of, people, I
We'll
don't know
cut
whether
that out.
icons or legends, reputable judges that you see that are fair and don't get caught up in the mess. And there should be like a little stipend or something.
Yeah.
The same way you hire your, MCs
Yeah.
and stuff. Hire your judges and give them a little one due.
And
You know what
make
I'm
sure,
saying?
like you said, and then what makes them credible, right? So you have to
Yeah.
have something in place that makes you credible to be a judge.
Yeah.
For me, I just think that end, like no, honestly,
I love what you
like,
say, end.
no, that end, because like I said, people really do. There's a lot of stuff that happens on the panel, right? People have personal things against each other, and all that stuff
Yeah.
plays out. We've had someone on the couch talk about alliances. Like, those are the alliances that were spoken out loud, but there may be others, and my
It
thing is, like, when people come to balls, they spend their money to come and have a good time. Tables are not cheap. Your looks are not cheap, hopefully. And you're putting into your stuff, and you're putting into
Don't be
your,
like that.
I feel like people
My
people
thing is,
come to
no,
the
I'm just
couch.
saying,
I feel like
listen,
people
can
come
I
to the
finish?
panel.
Nope.
You can go.
Yes, the dolls are
You can
fighting. I
go.
feel that from
I don't
The
battle.
dolls are fighting.
No, we're not. What I'm saying is,
You
like,
ain't say that to Raquel when she said it.
my love.
Don't do that, Tabby. Don't
She
do
was in
that.
her
We
arm
talking
ever.
about
What are
She
we
was
talking-
orange. She was like, she was mesmerized.
Said the dolls are fighting.
She was mesmerized.
She said, Tabitha. She said, take a sip. She said,
Take a sip, Tabby.
Tabitha was like this. She said, Tabitha. She said, everybody take a sip. Tabitha was like, a sip. She said, oh, okay. Girl, I was here over there. That took me out of. I forgot we just had a course of words. Because, bitch, I'm looking at you when she's telling you that. You like.
Because I'm trying to reassess how I want to reconnect in that moment.
Yeah, so you wasn't hearing her.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely wasn't, but I'm glad that I did, and we had to sit and we
glad you-
moved past that.
We did. We had to,
Yes,
bitch.
okay.
Yeah.
I think we're feeling like femme queens tonight.
Yeah, I think,
What's
maybe,
the
let me
what's
stop sipping.
Oh, those some shots. Remember I took 3 shots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What else? What came up for y'all? How was the Gotham Ball?
It was fab. I loved it. The only thing I would say is it's different. It's so different from my scenes. It's so different from when I was did the geeky scene. So sometimes when I watch it, it looks amazing. I feel like their level of talent is way past my generation. I just wonder what's the point of Kiki or a main scene.
I don't know, but they was bringing. I was looking at
They
live,
carry more. Sometimes
that place looked really nice. Them kids was like
they
that
bring it
LSS,
more
like,
better sometimes. And I'm not trying this,
It
but
looked very mainstream last time.
sometimes they bring it better than the main scene. Sometimes it's more
They
entertaining.
were dressed really cute. Like I was like looking at it like, oh, okay, this is
And
cute.
the support be nice. Like even still, like when other people are getting LSS, like like at a main scene, an icon walk on the floor and only their house will clap.
That they can,
Like
energy,
the energy in the room at a Kiki ball is.
It reminds you of old school ballroom.
It reminds you of just, oh yes, I'm happy to see her.
Yeah.
Bitch, you eat her. That's my sister work says.
Yeah.
And you're engaging into this person. But when I notice at the main scene, it's more like, what's going on? Like, is that you're on your phone, you're not really paying attention, you don't really care, you're not engaging with each other. It seems like most people in the main scene are only there because they hate it. Yeah.
Because they hate the main scene, so they're at the Kiki balls.
No, I'm talking about in the main scene. It looks like when they're at the main scene,
like,
it looked like they only come there to defend their house, not to enjoy the space.
Yeah.
It's like, enjoy the space. You are talented or are you not? Because why you mad? Have a good time. Enjoy the space. Yes, defend your house when they're competing. Of course, stand up, cheer, all of that. But enjoy the space. Walk around, mingle, meet different people. This is our community. This is our place to like meet each other. Like see who's around. How you doing? But guy, I ain't seen you in 10 years. What you been like? Mingle, key, enjoy.
What's the nuance of it like? Was it like tables and
Is that
entrance
table? You didn't
fee?
see it?
No, I didn't get
It
a
looked
chance
nice.
to watch
The
it.
place looked nice.
But
Yeah,
I
it was
did
nice.
see like the clips of like the people that was coming out. The LSS was fab. Like you got to see so many like different moments, and the ones that I've seen that is shared. But
And
it
I think
looked
because
like
the energy
the
is
space
mixing
was so
like that
nice,
too.
and
They
it
be
is
so
the energy. It's a
excited.
different energy. The last one that I went to was in Brooklyn, the Kiki scene, and it is that. That's what's missing. It's the celebration of each other as opposed to just like sitting around because they celebrate each other.
Yes, they
They
do.
do.
It's just different. It's very different. And
I
what do you
peep-
think
you
about
even
the
see some-
judges on? Because we're talking about judging. What do you think about judging the Kiki scene?
Well, most of the time, they respect, see, the Kiki scene, they only most of the time, I'm saying most of the time, at the Kiki scene that I see and I notice, most of the time it's only icons in their scene. No shade.
Well, then some of them icons be playing up there too. 'cause
I'm not
I've seen some
saying
of,
that they don't be
politics in there,
playing, but
too.
that's all. Even then, I feel like
last
that's
night seemed like a cute
subjective. I
panel.
feel like opinion is
'Cause you
what
don't need
their
all those-
opinion is.
No, but you could tell when it's
See,
given.
that's the
bitch.
thing.
Now,
She
I'm
knows
sorry.
politics. She be
Nah,
just.
I never said there's
Bitch.
not politics, but
Nah,
I think that's one of the
Asia.
biggest problems. This is like if your girlfriend don't win or someone
It's not
you
just your
think
girlfriend. It
that
be
you- that
obvious.
or-
It be some obvious.
It
stuff.
don't
You
be
like,
obvious
wait a minute.
sometimes. It don't.
Real
That's not
obvious.
what
It
you
don't.
said.
Okay,
What did I
before you
say?
said
What did I say?
Call her out. Call
What did
her
I say?
out.
Oh, the Kiki scene? No, I said
Yes,
the
you
main
did say they be trying
scene.
to-
I said the main scene. I never said the Kiki scene.
You was on live. You said you was on live and you was gagging one time when you was watching it.
At the
Because of
Kiki
people-
scene?
Yes.
Yeah, I said I was gagging as far as the competition
As
and how
far as the
level
people
it
who
was.
were winning.
Winning me? No, that was this one.
No,
She
No,
was there.
that was you.
Not the Kiki scene.
So do you remember any conversation around?
I remember everything. The viewers know.
Wait,
I don't have a problem
do you
keeping it
remember
up.
the conversation around like how certain judges can be like, oh, she chopped me at the last ball, so they get their lick back at the judgment?
Yes, but I'm talking about that in just general. And I do
Oh.
notice that energy, yes, across the board. I notice that energy across the board. A lot of times people are sitting on panels waiting to get their lick back. I know that across the board. Like I sit on panels, I can feel that energy. Literally, it's just like they're waiting, they're looking at each other like this bitch is trying it. let's gag them. I see that. That's what it is. That's across the board, though.
Since it
And
was an
that's the
exhibition
problem.
ball, was y'all able to? You weren't able to chop. Or
Well,
is
no,
it-
I don't chop.
You
I
don't
don't
chop. I wouldn't
don't
chop it.
chop.
But if I was gonna, I don't think I would chop because I feel like it's a different. I feel like it's a different level or standard too, because I feel like they're giving more grace because they're younger, and
let
you
them
don't.
battle
It
it
is.
out. Let them have
Yeah, I
fun.
think it's like a learning.
Yeah.
You
Is
know,
it
even though
learning?
it is a learn. It should. It seems like it because there's people who wouldn't walk certain things in the main scene, in like the main scene that people walk in that scene. But then there are some stars, bitch, that's turning it
No
out.
shade.
If I had a motherfucking house, bitch, when I was watching that live, I was like, ooh, what house they in? Like,
See?
because they got some people in there
But I
that's
don't
really doing
respect
their
y'all
thing.
like No, that's really why. Y'all begging. Because people come, you got to think about it. You got to think about it this way. A lot of the times you have to, I got to call her to come out now. I got to get you ready. I got to prepare you. My generation, the thing that we did, we graduated and we went there. We went into the scene. So it was much harder. I'm not saying it was nice or it was cool or even if it was better, but it was different. And the scene now, even a lot of us, even me, sometimes I'm like, I got to go to the Kiki seat. I got to go there and get new members because they don't care to
Yeah.
even come here no more.
Okay.
So it's like now you have to go into the pit.
Why
and
wouldn't
see.
now either the way the difference of how the
And
energy
it's garbage.
is
It's a
there,
pit.
and then you
It's
go
a
into a
pit out
big
there.
ball, bitch, and it's giving crickets, bitch. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either.
Yeah, and I don't want it for me. I'm big on, even with the house time and now, I don't want, me personally, and I don't mean it's disrespectful, I don't want anyone that's been used and abused. For me.
What do you mean?
Where the fuck, how we get there?
Because I think.
How we get there?
No, but I'm saying, like, for me, when
Who's
I.
using abuse?
No, because sometimes when it's kind of
Because
like,
several
I like a new
houses.
product. A new
She don't
new
want girls
product.
that
You
been
can,
in other houses.
you can shake them and you can really enjoy the process. They get to enjoy it.
So you think the girls that's been in the scene is used and abused?
Not all.
Damn.
No, not all. But I think not all, but sometimes because they don't let the past go. And if they're not healed, it's like, baby, now you gotta
they
heal
bringing that
them. You gotta
trauma
go
into
sit
your
them in
house.
therapy. You gotta they bringing drama into your house.
Yes.
You got to give them a better experience.
No, but that's not my job to give you things
That
that you
is
should
your
give yourself.
job.
You need to go find the house that you feel like is best fit for you. That's not my
Yeah,
job.
absolutely. But I'm sure your aim is for your house to be the best experience.
Yes. Safe space. That's the biggest thing for me. Safe space, building a safe space for people to really enjoy in their own way.
Oh, you know what I made a post about the other day? And this is for people that are like, bitch, you know I watch the ghetto shows, right? And so I'm so sick of clock that, clock this, clock. Like,
better clock
girl,
that.
you better clock that tea, clock this, clock that. Girl, let it go.
You better clock that
But,
tea.
yes,
Clock
like
it.
they always take stuff that we've used a long time ago and then drag it out. And then a lot of times use it in a different way. It don't even be the right way. I'll be so drained with that. Like, move on.
I don't really be watching.
but
I'll watch
but
it.
everywhere. It's
I do see
everywhere.
I do see it in the comments when I'm a comment girl. I be in the comments.
be in the comments.
I'm a
I be in the comments too.
girl.
I be in the comments
That's my
now, too,
that
baby.
is my my little like.
I be in the comments too. They
That
be
is
on
the
my
best
comments,
side.
too.
That's something I be key. I be in them comments. I love it
I
so bad.
definitely go in on it.
I calm down. Kind of be like, now I will write it, and I will delete it.
No,
And
I
I'm like,
used to.
that's
When it's
that's-
something like the shape, when it's something that especially is against us, like, or going towards the community or somewhere where it's a teachable moment, like either whether they're gonna listen to it or not, bitch, you gonna see it, and whether you just agree or not, I goes in, bitch.
I remember this, yo. Why was this girl? She saw me in the comments and she texted me. She
What are
was
you looking
like,
at me for,
she
Tabytha?
hit me up and she was just like, well, she is giving it. What are you looking at?
What?
Asia was talking, you staring over here at me. She really feeling her content. Slow down. No.
I'm trying to think, girl. Like what?
About what?
No, I'm just like trying to frame my next question. Go ahead.
Yeah, but one time I was in the comments of this conversation that someone was having and I was going back and forth with someone. It was a while ago. And this girl that I know, She was like, she hit me. She's like, "Oh, you're too fab to be in a concert, bitch. I'm still fab. What do you
Yes,
mean?
like,
That don't
bitch.
take anything away. What are you talking about?
And who gives you the right to
Yeah.
measure my fabness?
I don't have a measurement. babe.
Right, like,
I don't
bitch.
fit your brand."
Yeah, so I mean, I think we should go ahead and bring our guests.
We in Brooklyn, baby. It's time to get it hot.
It's gotta-
Oh, the queen
Yeah.
of
we're
Brooklyn.
gonna come back with our guest. This is Femme Queen, crazy, sexy, cool. Don't you forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, press the bell so you can get your notifications, darling.
And we're back with Mother Balenciaga, founder of Juicy Couture, founder of Masters at Work.
Masters at Work just performed in Times Square. And she has given a national platform for. You see, I had to read. I usually don't read off the thing. I wanted to make sure I missed nothing for you because you do a whole lot of things.
Baby, it's about $3.
Welcome.
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 We're so happy to have you.
Finally.
here. Yes.
Finally.
Guys, I could get out the comments. We gotta.
Yes. So let's get right to it. First, like, how long have you been in ballroom? Because, so the first time I seen you or thought you were starting, I remember the $5,000 face with a new look and you had the lights and stuff. But then I was watching and I seen that you had walked a latex ball back when. So when did you start ballroom?
You didn't see that? I seen your clip of her voguing back in the day. Voguing.
See, I was in Atlanta.
I started so believe it or not, this is gonna age me, but everybody already knows. So it's I started probably in 2002 or 3.
Okay.
But I was like voguing. I was more performing, and I just stopped doing it. And then I found my way again. I always find my way in and find my way out because my parents, my chosen parents, was saying it's negative, it's bad, and I would be around, but I would never experience that. But I would be maybe I shouldn't stay around too much because anything that I enjoy, I continue to do. That's why I never did. Because if I do something and I enjoy it, I'm gonna keep doing it. So I was I would enjoy it a little bit and then remove.
I think you're the first person I heard call it powder donuts.
Yeah. Because it be so white.
The girls you be like, hey, you got a little something. No.
Yes.
We're not glorifying.
We're not shaming it
We're
either.
not shaming it either. Do what you do, bitch. I used to play with it time to time. So you are now, so you're mother of New York, Balenciaga. How did that come about?
Well, I'm an East Coast mother of the house of Balenciaga. How it came about was someone left the house. Someone jumped ship.
Look, they pushed me off the ship. They were trying to push me off the ledge.
And when she left, at the time I was leaving too. But I wasn't leaving because I had problems in the house. It wasn't because I'm not one of those egotistical persons that feel oh, it needs to be me. It was because even when she was mother, I would not be around as much.
She would
But
help
every
if
time
I
she
need
called
the
me,
help.
I would come. She'd be like, is it me? I want you to be there. I'll go. Oh, Courtney, you should come to this ball. I'll go. So it's I'm one of those type of people. If I got you, right? So when she had left, I was already on my way out too. So it was given well, we was thinking about making you mother. I was no, I don't need nothing. I already decided I'm gonna go, and I wasn't leaving because I didn't like the house. I enjoyed the house, but rules were in place before I got there. And it was hey, I was thinking about I'll come up with an idea and they'll be well, we can't do that. Even one time Asia made a post about something and tagged me maybe I should get Courtney to help y'all with this. And it was no, we're gonna go through the captains. And the way that they had things structured, I was there's no space here for me. You know what I'm saying that? So I'm just gonna remove myself. And they was well, how about if we run the orphans through you, what does that look like? I'm well, it looks like we have to break some of these rules because I don't like them. And if I can only stay if I'm able to do the rules how I see them fit. Because I can't be myself with be real. 20 years ago to now is a different time.
Yeah.
And Ballroom 20 years ago, when it was about like the Allures, the Balenciagas, the Milans, the Mugler's, like those were like considered like some of the top houses. And to be in those houses, when you walk in the room, it's given, you need to look like this, you need to act like this, you need to smell like this, you need to be this, you need to have this amount of money, you need to do this. And if Ballroom has shifted to the point where when you walked in those rooms, they said, what can you do for us? Now the children have to say, like, what can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that some houses didn't understand that they needed those people. Because what if you can have like 20 legends right now, that's all fab, but them 20 legends don't want to do the same groundwork from 20 years ago. So you need to water something, you gotta watch it grow, and whatever doesn't water and grow dies.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
They get the babies.
And I said that to her, like, you know, I was like, when we worked at the gym together, I said that. You know, I was like, you know, if things don't shift around, it's gonna die. You know, and he was like, I was like, if I stay, I have to shift it. If I can't shift it, I can't stay.
Well, shout out to him for allowing you to be you, because there's a lot. We talk about a lot of people who hold on to their houses and don't allow people to change anything about it or try to push it forward. And that was definitely a question that I had, like, because you're an unconventional. Because Asia talks about the rules and stuff, but you kind of already answered it. How do you get along with the other mothers in the house? Like, a lot of times we talk about what she fell out. A lot of times we talk about, you know, sisterhoods and stuff on here. Tabytha talked about, she loved that, a part of it, and we've talked about that in houses. How are you with the other mothers in the house?
They're really cool with me. Like, I can call Shannon anytime of the night. If I'll be so busy sometimes, so I'll text like, and let's say if I got into bed at like 12, and I'll be like, oh, just a reminder, just me right back immediately. Like, you know, I'm really cool with her, Mariah, some of the international mothers, I'm not really internationally, like, you know, I don't like go over my jurisdiction. I'm really trying to keep it, like, you know. But Bria, every time I reach out to them, they love to hear from me. They love to hear from me. Cause I'm one of those people, like, I don't fight for power. Like, if it's your, go ahead. I'm not going, go ahead, and if you fail, I'll fix it afterwards, bitch. But I ain't about to, I ain't about to do none of that. I don't got time.
So I definitely want to rewind, take this back. I knew this lady. This lady has known me since I was like 13 years old. Wow. It was so funny. I walked up. It was me and Katrina. I walked up to her.
Shout out to Katrina.
Yes, and I was like this. Wait, y'all are gonna key. I walked up to her like this, and she was just like, put your head up. Like, she was just like, she was just like, cause she was like, why your daughter got her head down? She was just like, why your daughter got her head down? Why she hide it? And it was so, she always, her and Maisha, every time they see me, they will always say to me, put your head up. And it stuck with me forever, because it was them basically telling me, be confident, be you, like, just be in their own way. That's them telling me. What made you be so open to just tell people, just because you still do that to this day? Like, she is very like that. She sees someone and she sees it in them, she says it on the spot. What gives you that courage to speak so openly like that?
Well, rest in peace to Maisha. That's my best friend. I love you so much.
Shout out, Grams. Love you.
Your show has so much love.
She has an annual. Are you doing it this year?
Of course.
They're doing an annual cookout for Maisha that has, you know, that touched New York City. And she has it every summer, and she welcomes everyone to come share space for Maisha. So please come and have a good time.
I think it's because, like, I could really talk for a long time, so I don't want to be really winded. But you know, like, so growing up, like, in community, like, in Black community, I'm from the projects. I'm from, like, a really small but big projects. It's kind of like, I didn't even know I lived in the projects because my projects was the brownstone. It was like upstairs, downstairs. I had washing machine, dryer. I thought I was like the Jeffersons, you know? Right. But I'm from a neighborhood of, like, a Black culture where, like, if I do something I'm out of line, your mother could whoop my ass and take me to my mother. And my mother would be like, thank you, and then whoop my ass again.
Thank you.
I'm from that kind of place.
No shame.
You know, and I'm from a kind of place, like, if a person that's like older than you see you doing something, but they're not in the place to do those things, but they'll say, like, don't do that again. I saw that, you out of line. I'm not gonna say nothing. Your secret is safe with me, but don't do it again.
Right.
I'm also from a place of people affirming me, like, you know, letting me know, like, one day I was at Gia, this is random, but one day I was with Gia, and this before she transitioned, I was walking down the street, and an older lady that I know, she was like, bitch, come here, you finally came full circle, look at you, you got all the stuff now. Bitch, look at her. She like, now all the traders playing, like, they playing CeeLo, she like, they need to see you. I'm like, bitch, but this is the place I come from. Like, this is the same person that told me when I was a little kid and I was extra feminine and I couldn't play because my brother told me not to jump rope, and I didn't know how to play basketball.
Right.
So I would sit there in silence, and I was the best jumper. And she would tell me, she would say to me, "Don't worry, when you get older, you're gonna have enough friends, and everybody's gonna want to be your friend. You're gonna be fabulous when you get older. Watch." And I don't understand what that is. Every time I saw her, she was nice to me. So it's in my duty that I feel to let people know, keep your head up. Yeah. Because if you don't keep your head up, people that keep your head down, they're gonna keep doing things to you. Like the most thing that people don't like about me is that I'm confident you can't break me. Like I don't come in rooms to take, I come to rooms to give. And I know that, so that's why I'm always invited. Yeah. So when I come inside, people that don't like me because I am outspoken, they know they can't break me. Because I can look at you and be like, hey girl, what's up with you? I'm the great dad, I'm feeling fine. They don't like that. Yeah. So me seeing that and me not telling you at that moment, I don't know how to tell you to be confident. I'm just telling you, put your head up. Yeah. Because I'm older than you, and even in seniors, I think, in trans years or gay years, whatever we say, I'm much older than you, you know what I'm saying? But to know how the girls are, like, you walk down, they're gonna take advantage.
Yeah. What's the biggest misconception about you?
Jesus, you took my question.
That I think I'm a bully. I'm a bully.
Now, people have labeled you a bully, right? And you say that's a misconception. Why?
What's a bully? I don't go around bothering people. People say things. Yeah, answer, Tabytha.
I mean,
I'll let you answer first.
I'm just saying a bully is someone who is very antagonizing, go around and intentionally set out to cause harm or, just belittle other people around to make themselves feel good about themselves. So I'm not saying that that's what you are, but that is a misconception. I've heard it said, Courtney's a bully, she bullies the kids. Why do you think that is a misconception? Yeah.
I thought I was bullying the adults.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm just saying this
the
is
kids
what's
love me.
Okay.
The kids love me more. Like, I think that when you think about the kids, it's like, what the kids love. They love their parents, they love God, they love St. Nicholas, and me.
Yo, fucking Courtney.
And that's why I said, that's why I brought us back to go back, because it was women like her. I had a thought. I brought up Diana's, I brought up her, I brought up Erica, I brought up Maisha, Kalisha. These women is what I grew up under, and they molded us in their own way, in certain ways. And like I remember you took me to first you took me to her apartment, and she used to collect DVDs. And I used to borrow. I used to want to borrow all her. I used to borrow some of her DVDs. No, just straight up DVDs, like movies, like movie. No, just movies. Like when I tell you every type of movie, like every single type of movie, every genre. She just had every type. But anyway, I say that to say, like, she was one, like, she opens arms to the kids, like, in a different way.
She gives that old school mother vibe.
She walked me through Brooklyn. Like, this lady walked me. We walked
I've seen that.
We walked through Nostrand Avenue in Fulton, all the way to what's the block? What's the block?
Anyway, I just walked.
I mean, I say that to say, like, we used to walk. And just chill. And she be known. They like, Courtney. All you hear is Courtney. And she did that, and I see that literally still to this day with all of her kids. Like, and I still see her doing it. And when I look and see a younger girl with her, I always smile, because I know that was me one time. And I just want to give you your roses, because thank you for seeing me, and thank you for putting so much love into me, because I'm just...
Oh.
You could tell that you do that because all your daughters, we always shout your name out
Yeah.
without you being here a lot of times because all the kids that I know that came up under you.
I'm bullying?
daughters- No.
Look, you gonna drag that, right? So look, right. So look.
No, she tears that down.
So
She
look,
tears
look.
the over. Stop. She tears the vibe.
No, I've seen that. I've seen Courtney's love in action. I was like when I went to your event, I've seen Courtney's love in action for the kids. But I'm just saying, so not going back there because I want to move away from
No, I
it.
want to talk about it. I want to address it.
Yeah.
Because you was like, I bully adult.
No, I was joking. I was joking when I said that. I didn't mean like that. I'm saying like, what people do, and so originally I'm from a straight community, right? My mother have 10 kids. Have brothers. I have so many sisters and brothers. Like Asia said, like when you go to Brooklyn, where I'm from, you get nothing but love. Even when my daughter Nika said she jumped out of a cab because it was a block where they didn't let her go, and they had like the block was blocked that they had to walk through trade, and as they walking through trade thinking, and one of my friends was like, they were Courtney. They like, what? So those are, but they good. Not them, let them go. Hi, y'all look cute. The cookout, I'm coming up there. Like, because I give off that energy and people that know me knows what that gives. Like, even, it's been times like if you even trans in my neighborhood, once that you got a big butt from the back, they start calling you me.
Oh no, they call me. When they see that. No, literally, if people used to run up behind me like, Courtney. I turn around, I'm like, oh no, I thought you was Courtney. I'm like, no. I was like, no.
Just imagine if I was bullying and I had beef, they would have knocked out.
No, it's no shame
would've
because
been
I
clear.
remember like Courtney, it was you, Erica, and a few of y'all walked through the whole park and it was mixy. It was everybody in the park.
Right, but-
And they had these jerseys on that said Femme Queen in the middle of all of this sea of people, and it was mothers, children, straight people. It was everybody had came together to see the show that you put on. I think you honored one of the women there, and then they gave you an honor at the end. And that was the first time that I was actually able to see the impact of what you do, not just for our community, but for all communities. So I did see that myself.
I think I think that I have done a great job with emerging both communities because like where I'm from, like I said, wait, let's get off this bully thing. I'm gonna say this because I do want to clear that up. Like what our community do, LGBTQ, Ballroom, they do things and they hide their hands, right? And they do things that I'm uncomfortable with. And then I would say it in respectful ways, but in the ways that I'll say to them, if I was to inbox them and say something, and it may not be something to their liking, but it's not disrespectful to like, oh, you're a nasty bitch. It's like, what you did, I didn't like that. That was unfair. And they may go and say, okay, well, I understand where you're coming from, and then go tell their girlfriend. And then the girlfriend is the one with the mouth. They be like, well, bitch, you ain't have to come. That's the type of energy that happens sometimes. So when that happens, and I'm like, oh, well, can I get my money back? Because you didn't tell me that. Like, so every time I had an issue with someone, 9 out of 10, they started it. I probably responded. They didn't like my response. And my response was, so what? My response wasn't, oh, come to Kelly Show at 8 o'clock. I don't want to be in a box. My face is too big to fit in a box.
I can't see it.
I don't want nobody to mute me. So if I happen to go on the Blue app and say my side of the story, I'm a bad person. No, because I allow you to say what you said about me, then it is, because it's been several times, things have been said about me, I didn't say nothing. It took from a girl from the stroll to hit me up and said, this is not the Courtney I know.
Right.
You have fed me, clothed me, took care of me, and somebody's saying these things about you, and I think it's unfair that you don't say nothing back. And I was like, I don't care, to say anything. Because that's what people that I'm around said, Courtney, pay it. It's not worth it. And I'm like, it's not worth it, but it is, but to me, it is worth it. It's because it means something to the people that look up to me, the people that I mean a lot to be like, if I have to be the bad guy every time, I will. I don't mind. Because my voice is gonna be heard, and that's one of the reasons why I never want to be mother of a house, because after being from the Kiki scene, I realized that these people are not ready for the truth. They're not ready for the truth. So when I'm saying what it is, like, oh yeah, I'm the bad person. Oh yeah, I'm this, yeah, I'm that. And then it's like, I'm the bad person because, why? You wanted to hang out with me or you want to take a picture with me? And I said, no. or you want me to come to your ball and I said no, or you want us to be partners with one of my kids and I told my kid no, like, so I'm the bad guy? No,
Do you think people judge you because of the repercussions, like because you respond, and because you may not respond the way people feel like you should respond, or like I said earlier, sometimes bitch, they shouldn't start with you because you're going to drag it out. It's giving bitch. I think that's what maybe
I don't think it's dragging out. I think it's a thing of action. It's a reaction. It's like if you do something to me, I have the right to speak up for myself. I think.
But she even says she says that bitch, I'm a drag it. Like if you
no,
if
but
you
that's her
it,
response. That's her response.
My
It's
response
drag.
Yeah,
It's like
she's
that's her
Right.
response.
Courtney,
Like
and
no,
I'm
but
telling you.
she literally said where she come from. Right? She literally said I come from a different type of community. We respond differently. Like me walking around with her, like. No, I have the right to respond how I want to respond. Leave me alone. Like, and that's how I see it.
But you're a comedian. Have you ever thought about going to?
No, I did my first stand-up thing back in what moment? I think it was November. I did something. Yeah, it was cute.
You're funny as shit. I
Yeah,
mean, just
she
for the
is.
regular, like you funny. The stuff that
trying.
you come up with and say, you be like, what the fuck? Like,
And do
I'm
not
like,
debate
what
with
is a
this
day in
lady.
the life? First
Do
of all,
not debate with this lady.
I'm sure she
because
could go at
she, no, baby.
I know my facts.
No, because but it's not just
What's
about
your
facts.
sign?
No, it's not
I'm
just
an
about
Aries,
facts.
my birthday.
Aries.
It's
Your
not just
birthday's
about
coming
the
up.
facts.
That's
though.
my surprise party. I mean, no,
It's
a
so.
sleepover party.
So the thing with Courtney, it's not just the facts. It's the fact that she's gonna remind you the conversation every time you see her.
Dragging it.
She'll be like, "Let's finish." She's gonna be like, "Let's finish this conversation." No matter where you at, no matter what's going on.
No, because somebody would say something like, you'll be like, oh, you have something. I'm like, okay, we're going to go back and forth and I'm going to remember it. And then when it plays out the way I'm like, remember that day you said? but that's how I was as a kid. As a kid, I think I do drag things. You know, one thing about me, I don't know how to let things go, right? I don't let things go easily, right? My friend, my issue used to tell me all the time, she was like, you need to stop. One day we was outside, right? This is like, this lady used to always bother me all the time, like, yo, you don't tease me, you little faggot, all that, da-da-da. And I think I was like, that happened like when I was 13. I was like 23 years old. I was like, we need to go knock on that lady's door. Aisha was like, what lady? The lady that be in the White House, that was sitting on the stoop, she like, Courtney. I'm like, we're going over there. We're knocking on her door. She's gonna apologize because she don't know how that made me feel. And I knocked on her door, and I wish my Isha was here to say, she like, we knocked on the door, I knocked on the door, and we came down the steps and waited for her to open the door. I was like, is your mother here? He's like, that's my aunt. She came to the door. I'm like, you really used to say some terrible things to me, and I think you owe me an apology.
Oh, wow.
And she apologized. And I always, for years, when I didn't have a voice, and when I was young, I didn't say nothing when people did things to me. Now, every time I don't like something, I say it.
This is Femme Queen, crazy, sexy, cool. And I need you all to like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit the bell button, because I'm going to be mad if you don't catch an episode.
Okay. You speak of, sometimes you champion being like the underdog. You're the people's, a lot of time, you were the people's, like you felt like, or you say, people didn't feel like you should be walking face or something, or you were the Vanjie face. I've heard you say like
Vanjie.
a lot of, Vanjie, like you were the Vanjie like face. You wasn't what the girls normal, like the normal, prototype was for face as far as like the way you present yourself or whatever. So did you feel like people looked at you as like Vanjie or underdog or something at one point?
I don't think it was an underdog thing because I don't think I competed at the highest level, right? When I got in, like I said, when I first got in, started walking, seeing other girls like yourself, Stasha, Raquel, I'm not spending all my money on this. Bitch, I'm buying me a pair, I'm buying my Jordans. Bitch, I'm going out. I'm going to Six Flags with my bitch to walk around. I'm going, it's a block party on Gates and those. I gotta get fly for that. I'm not about to, you want me to spend $700 at this ball for people I don't care about? I'm not doing that. And I would always say, I remember the first time I was like, I was with my best friend Deshaun, and I was like, I'm not spending $500 on this dress. He bought the dress for me. He's like, you gotta have the dress. I was like, I'm like 300 is my limit. That's when I first thought I was like a Zion back then, but then I wound up getting, like, it was like even like buying an expensive pocketbook. I don't come from, my mother had 10 kids, so survival, I didn't know my mother was struggling because I had everything I wanted. I had my own room. I didn't have like, for example, now I always say like, things that I want, I get it. If I want it, I'm gonna buy it. I don't care how much it costs. My mother would make sure like she get a black couch because she's gonna make sure she's gonna take care of this couch. We're gonna make sure this, like, the way my mother raised me, I didn't even know they sold tissue in the corner store because I never had to go to the store for that. Like my stuff, it was packed. I'm talking about packed, like, you know what I'm saying? So everything was about like, when I got in the scene, I just became like a real like adult, like living alone. So I had that same mindset, like, you know, oh, I pay my rent. I pay my rent like yearly. I don't pay my rent. Like I will work and like I give them all the money up front in the beginning of the year. I don't have that problem. Like I'm not looking around like, cause that's how I was raised. Like I don't have kids. So I don't have to worry about if I don't eat, bitch, I can lay down.
Right. That's what I say too.
I'm not hungry. I gotta fit the clothes.
So I want to get into something else. I want to get into this. You have started the amazing International House of Juicy Couture.
Yeah.
Shout out to the juice.
And I want to yeah. So how did that come about? Like how did the Juicy come about? And you even entering the Kiki scene. Like how did that, because you came in and just woke it up. Like if she came in.
How long you been in here?
I think I was like my early 20s when I got there. It was like, it didn't supposed to happen that way. It literally was a key. I was, I don't handle like breakups back, like my niece Jordan knows this. I don't handle breakups, like relationships, I don't handle those good. It's bad. Tabytha, you know.
I was gonna say, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not really, I don't handle relationships, breakups really well. And at that time I was going through a breakup, and to start it back, like I worked at POCC with Michael Robeson, Jamel Garcon, all them. This is when I became I was a Zion, I became a Garcon. And then in between of that, we had this key in the house, in the work office. Like everything you do was like your house. So let's say like your favorite perfume, let's say your favorite perfume is like Gucci guilty, you mother guilty. If you like Wild Wings every day, it's like she mother Wild Wings, like, you know. And at the time, like, and I used to be infatuated with like Juicy Couture, like the charm bracelets and the little bags and stuff and little slippers. I used to have all this when it was like really, really popping. So I was Mother Juicy, and we went to a ball that we were like doing testing at. It was like a little women's ball, and I was coming out, and I had like 4 or 5 categories, and I won them. I won 3. It was 3 categories I won. And I won phase, I won realness, and I won runway. And I was literally just in there keying, and it's like, and everybody kept saying Mother Juicy. Everybody's like, Mother Juicy, we love you. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Work, this is cute. And I was doing my daughter Sheree hair, like for Pride, but I wasn't going out because I was working on weekend. Because you know, when I was doing testing, I was working, I'm saying, I'm tired of this. I need to just lay down. This is my only day off. She was like, you do my hair, I do her hair. She goes into the thing, and then she goes into like the Kiki space, and they're like, we started a new house called Juicy, and they're like, who the mother? They keying at them like, girl, boy, y'all not even the Fab Girls. They're like, who the mother? They're like, Courtney. She came to the house and I was like, no, because she heard me on the phone talking about it when I was doing her hair, because everybody was calling me about it. It was a big thing, like, so I was like, no, that was a key, girl. Like, don't do that, you know. And she was like, she looked at me like, why can't we do? I'm like, you just can't be taking my stuff, like, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna let y'all have it, but I'm like, if y'all have it, y'all gotta do it a certain way, like, you know. I'm gonna give y'all some ideas, and I gave it to them, like, you know. And then it wasn't really hitting like that. It was giving like, we want you to come to a practice. I was like, y'all practice this stuff? Like, because not knowing that, I'm like, y'all, I practice. Like, they're like, yeah, we gotta get ready for the ball. I didn't know how to be in that space, like how to have a practice, how to get everybody ready for a ball. Only thing I know is dancing. Like, dancing is my first love, so I use the same methods that I use for that, like how we get ready for shows. Like, we practice, work on routine, work on strategy, We come up with the outfits, we come up with the looks. You know, we know what kind of game plan we're gonna run. Like, so I started running it the same way, and it was working. Like even recruiting the people, I was recruiting the people the same way. Like, you know, what we need. We need that for this. We need that for this, and it just started working, and then it just became what it is today.
I just imagine you home like listening to music like all day because you're so like, you know, songs from that long ago. You use songs within eras and stuff, and you're an amazing choreographer.
She had the music game show on Bigo. She had a music game during the on Bigo, and she used to have this game show. And it was, you know, the music you have to guess what it was. You had to put the lyric.
It was like you had to guess the song. You had to guess the It was elimination, so it'll go around and
if it lands on you, you have to finish. You have to know the name of the song.
And yeah, it was fun.
Really it was cute, but it was one of those like, bitch, I don't know. Excuse me. It was one of those.
Become a choreographer, like, you know, you said dancing was your love. Was you like a dancer first, like in the dance troops and stuff, and then you became a choreographer?
So what happened was, my godmother. I don't know. I always thought my godmother was like some type of lesbian, but she wasn't. Because she was just so loving. She would play my godmother had a short haircut, like Anita Baker. Like I said, my mother had 10 kids, so it was so hard. So I go to my grandma's house around the corner. She only got one child. It's giving like, you know, she playing Anita Baker. She playing Sade. She just dancing around the house. My grandmother used to teach us dances, and my sisters in all them dances, and I would just watch and know the steps. And then we moved away from there, and then when I moved to like Clifton, which is like one of the bangiest blocks in Bedford-Stuyvesant, like, so I moved over there, and I remember, I don't forget anything. I don't forget nothing. So when I got to Clifton, and I remember it was like after school, I was like 8 years old. And my sister was outside in the backyard dancing with some girls. It was a group of girls that looked like they was about to fight. I'm looking, but they're dancing. And I remember my sister telling me, like, she looked in the window, like, come downstairs. I was like, I can't. My mother was like, we just moved there. So she was like trying to figure it out before we go. And it was a school night. It was a school day, but it was still like 4 o'clock. And I was like, Mom, Mika want me to come downstairs. And she was like, for what? I'm like, I don't know. Mom, come to the window. Mika was like, let me come downstairs for a minute. So I went downstairs and my sister was like, dance. So what happened was my sister was auditioning for a group, but she didn't get in. But when I came downstairs, I used to do all the dances that she used to teach me, but I did them so well, like the butterfly, it was like very feminine dances for a little, you know. Back then, you could pick your gender, So my I'm playing. So my sister was saying like, I was like, can I do everything? She like, do it. And when I did it, they was like, we want you to dance, but we'll let you dance if we could get the young one, you know. And I was like, okay, and they wound up kicking her out anyway. And so I couldn't come without my sister because my mother wouldn't let me do it without my sister, like, you know what I'm saying? Because my sister didn't have a passion for it. And then my other sister gave me like my first like dance tape that I had for a long time, and I would make up my own dances, and I just had this vision. But what happened was my mother, once I got into the world and I met so many other people, I was like a prodigy. People would come to my block to see me. Like, I was like, people would be like, where's the kid at? And I'm playing skellies outside or running up and down, getting wet. I used to love going to the pool every day, and it's like...
Every time I hear so much of your story, I can identify.
For real?
Yes.
You from New York? That's why.
Yeah.
I was in they would have to come pick me up from the pool, like, to dance and battle people, and I would never lose. Like, but I could never join the other dance teams because whenever it was time to pay for the outfits, my mother couldn't afford them. So when it was time for the costumes, my mother couldn't afford the costumes because it was like, we have our funds for whatever we needed from, and we don't have money to cover this. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, I was never hungry. I always had everything. So I had my own TV, my own bed, but I had my own clothes. I didn't have to share, but it's given like, I ain't buying, $80 dance out for you to jump up and down though. We ain't doing that. And it was like, Like, so I had to create my own stuff.
What age are you the youngest? Or like,
I'm the middle child, but at that time, when I created my own dance, I was like 10 years old.
Wow.
Like, I was 10 years old, not knowing. That's what I'm saying. Like, when the stuff I'm doing now is easy to me. I did this at 10. Like, grabbing people together, like, oh, I want you to dance with me, you dance with me. And it's a whole bunch of 10 years old, and we're making up our own dances. And I'm making the music myself with a stop and pause. People that know me from dance community from the beginning would say, she's not lying, she's been like that. If I ever take you to my old blog, they'd be like, yeah, she taught us everything. And this was a way of like me being so feminine, these same people will go on to life to like, as I'm blossoming, these people were my protectors, these people were my family. Like these girls would be like, say anything to me, it's gonna be a thing. That was like my currency. Like I was able to, oh, wait, you ain't eat? Let her eat. Oh, you what the party, how much the party goes? $2 to get in? You ain't got, it's cool, what? Nah. I remember they used to have the parties, I was a young kid, the parties was like, boys $2, girls free. They were like, you gotta pay $1. You need to pay $1 to get here because you half and half. I'm like, but mind you, I'm 12. I'm not trans. I'm just 12. I used to have like a Frankie Lyman, like part gel. Like I used to have like a Frankie Lyman in earrings. Like they was giving like, you gotta pay your $1 to get. And they was like, no, she danced down. Her age about to come up in there. I used to wild out.
Is that how you met your gay mother? Over
Tammy,
there,
yeah.
Tammy. Shout out to Tammy. We go battle.
Tammy, oh my God.
I met Tammy through, basically Tammy was dancing. She's older than me. And they used to say, you need to go dance with them. Like, and I went to her block and one day I was walking by and she saw me. She like, wait, you the kid? I was dancing in a circle and I was on her block and she was like, they was like, you don't know who that is? And she was like, no. They was like, we literally walked up to each other. I don't know how we got together and she was like, come upstairs to my house, like literally right then and there. And I went upstairs to her house, she was like, dance for me. And I was like, what you want me to do? Everything. I just started dancing. She was like, you know how to Vogue? I started doing Madonna moves. Like, it was crazy. That's how I learned about Ballroom. I learned about Ballroom back in like 96 because I would go to Tammy house every day after school because it was a safe space for me, going there dancing. But at that time when I was dancing with her, it was different because when I didn't have money, she was willing to pay for it. But she stopped dancing because she started transitioning. So dancing wasn't a love for her no more, like, you know. And her mother was the manager of the group, so it was easy for me to be with them. But I couldn't. She stopped dancing, she started transitioning. In the midst of her transition, like, I'd be at her house, and at 7 o'clock, she'll kick me out all the time. And I never knew why. And at 7 p.m. is DeAndre Revlon, Mark Revlon, James Revlon, like all these Revlons at her house. And I was like, why I gotta leave? Like Imani Milan, and they used to be in there voguing down. One day I stayed, and I got to see everything. And I was like, and this was before everybody even was them for myself, just like past life stuff, like, you know. And I used to be like, who used to be there? Like Keisha, you know Keisha that be with Symone? She used to be there. They all used to be in there just.
Keisha that cup.
They all
Keisha,
used to,
you don't play with that fool.
that's my cousin.
Keisha don't play with that.
Keisha.
She don't play with that fool.
I love Keisha, so I was talking about the other day. They used to all be over there, like, and they used to want to kick me out because they used to have this thing that my brother, if he found out I was over there, he was going to be mad. But I used to be, and they used to be like, there's nothing you could do.
Take your ass home.
My brother still act like that. My brother see me down the street like, where you going? What time you go home? I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. Like, I'm going down the block.
A lot of times we talk about the showpiece mother and like hands-on, like family, like family versus organization. And to me, on the outside looking in, you seem very hands-on and family oriented. Like you cook for them, like y'all have dinners at your house and, you know, things like that. Also, I would say that you have one of the top squads, like, you know, in Ballroom right now. Your kids is outside and they active and they're winning.
Like, time for the one time.
What would you say is the recipe to that?
The recipe is like one love, commitment, understanding what growth is, like meeting people where they at. You know, As a 5-time Mother of the Year,
Let's talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Yes.
Talk your shit.
Congratulations.
it's not always easy. It's not always easy. Like, you know, getting them ready for ballroom, then they call you with life stuff. Like, you know, gotta separate the balance. But it's also about like, when I got in scene, like Pony used to, shout out to Pony, he taught me with a lot of stuff, but no one never, like, I learned everything on my own when I was working face. Nobody never took me to go buy a gown. Me and my friend was figuring it out by ourselves. Like, me and Erica coming to go pick up our first gowns together, like, let's just go. Like, we going to the stores, like, nobody was never showing us nothing. And so everything I learned through the Juicies. And then becoming a mother of a house, I already know what to do. You know, I already know what to do. I already know. When I call the designers, they know when I call, they gonna be like, Courtney calling. I want this money, but I know I have to have this shit on point. Cause I'll let them know too. I'm like, baby, you're late. I told you 3 o'clock. Like, but that's because my mother's a single mother. Like my mother, I didn't have time to cry. Like my mother, you want me to give you something to cry about? What you crying for? I'm here. Like I was.
Tough love.
I don't call it tough love. I think tough love is how we match. I think that she was teaching me, getting me ready for life. Because I remember stealing out of a store before, a juice, and getting my ass whipped from that, but I'm also never been in jail for craft. I never been in jail for stealing. I'm not saying I didn't steal. I'm not saying I didn't.
I just never been caught.
Because I know that comes with consequences. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
So you learn to
like
put
she whipped my ass. So it's like, if I get caught, I'm gonna get fucked up. So I know better. Like, you know, so we know this, and you get caught for humping. When you're a kid, you get your ass beat. So I know I'm never gonna be here humping. Something going on with my man. I can't get caught doing this shit. You know, so it's the things that she was just teaching me about life in those ways. Like, it's a lot of things that a lot of lessons that my mother have taught me. Like, even down to like, my friends used to live at my house. My Isha used to live with me. Ayana used to live with me. Erica and them used to live with me. Like, I remember coming home one day and my Isha telling me she had nowhere to go, and I literally told my mother, like, I'm packing my bags up. She walking by like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going away. She like, where you going? I'm like, moving out. She like, okay. She walking by. Like, I'm trying to get attention. but that's not how you get my mother's attention. You know, I'm playing the music loud. He's leaving. And she's like, I'm playing Maya. I'm moving on. Oh, she's like, can you turn that down? And I'm like, she's like,
that was me, but I would get my.
And I'm trying to get her attention, let her know, like, my feelings, like, I'm hurt because my friend is hurting, and we're 16 years old and we don't know what to do. And I didn't know. I remember walking up to my mother and saying to my mother, at the end of the night, after I packed everything that I didn't want, that I was gonna throw away anyway, and keeping all the good shit and then just hanging it up. I was like, Mom, can we talk? She was like, sure. I'm like, you know, my friend is having hardships. Like, I ain't say hardships. I'm like, she have nowhere to go, and we about to be homeless. She's like, we? What's we? Were you about to be homeless? Who kept putting you out? I'm like, if she don't got nowhere to go, I can't let her be by herself. I'm just like some of these.
That's what Maya did for me, but that's what Maya did, basically.
I'm about to take some of these canned goods and this bread, and let me know when you get the rest on the first, because I'm going to be back to get my portion. And she was like, what are you trying to say? And I'm like, can she stay with us? She was like, I need to talk to her quick fast. And tell her to call me. And I told her, like, I was like, you know what? My sister, I have another sister that's like 1 year under me. And that's like, she know how to talk to my mother. I'm like, girl, after I did what I did little tears. I walked out the room, I'm like, yo, go. She goes in there. It would be cute to have two of them, you know? She's like, Courtney's already in there suffering. Like, she's taking a pill, she's changing. She's not the same. You know, she listens to that deep music with the lady with the forehead, talk about Sade. She listens to this deep depression music, talk about Cherish today. Come on, like, you have to make it stop. And And my mother, like, you know, I don't know, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot here. Like, because basically at the time I didn't want nobody in my space. And she like, you know, she don't even like to share space. And it's like, tab 2, she like, but Mom, we don't ever be home. We go to school, come back. We go to sleep. We go to, and she was like, I remember Maisha calling, and Maisha called me back. I was like, she said yes. I was like, yes. So my mother
Shout
was.
out to your mom.
Yeah,
and
shout out
your
to your
sister.
mom.
Yeah,
Just like your family.
My whole family was like that. Even like when me and Little Kelly, Demira said, you know, that's one of my close friends too. We grew up together. We lived on the same block. Like we would go to my house and get ready to go out. We would go in my house and we'd be getting up in them. My uncle would be like, tell me and my sister, like, I don't know where y'all going, what y'all doing, but we don't want to wake your mother up. Courtney, you got your keys. Tell my sister, give me your keys. Ayana, you take these. Kelly, you take my keys. If y'all have to separate for any reason, just come in the house. Don't wake your mother up, because that's when it's gonna be a problem. So my mother was always understanding of, this her thing, she always say, like, the world is changing. I don't know what's going on, because I'm not in that part of it, so I wouldn't know, but, you know, I just want you to be safe, so.
Shout out to
So I
them.
have,
Shout out to
I
them.
have 2 questions.
Hold on, let me finish. I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna round it off. I think that's where I get my motherly stuff from, because my mother showed up as that for me all the time.
A single mother with 10 kids.
Yeah.
That's
I had a stepfather that was amazing though too. I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget,